And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first is a winter weather advisory out for Friday, tomorrow, here for the Yukon Flats on down in toward the central interior areas for, or not a winter weather advisory, a wind advisory for these areas for winds out of the northeast, gusting up to 45 miles an hour. And again, that's actually Friday and Saturday, or Friday through Saturday afternoon in those areas for gusts of 45 miles an hour. And the winter weather advisory is out for the Susitna Valley from Houston to Talkeetna along the Parks Highway for possible freezing rain for Friday during the day. And that occurs to be pretty icy road conditions. Otherwise, satellite imagery is showing a frontal boundary here going to pieces as it moved up and then became stationary here, falling apart this afternoon, bringing clouds, areas of light precipitation here through the area. And then another system pushing some rain up across Dixon Entrance, just starting to make landfall in the southern panhandle. Drier conditions up to the north, dry in the central interior, and clouds, areas of snow for the Arctic coast and north slope into the Brooks Range. Not a lot going on out here over the Bering Sea. Low pressure down here to the south. And again, this breaking up front here, remnants of it here pushing up toward the Pribilofs with some light rain. And then the next system way back there in the Russian Far East. And for us, the map for today, areas of snow from the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, north slope included. And starting to pick up some windy conditions here through the passes of the western Brooks Range. Dry in the west central interior, really dry over the east side too, just a few flurries here, and then some light rain, Prince William Sound, southern Kenai Peninsula coast, down to Kodiak Island, starting to taper off there. They had quite a bit of rainfall, well, about a half inch of rain there in the last 12 hours or so, and then rain and snow here over the southwest interior. Aniak carrying snow, for example, other areas seeing rain, so I'll put the mix in there. Down across the Pribilofs, frontal holding together a little bit better out here over the Bering Sea. And then gusty winds up to 45 miles an hour, Adak westward to about Kiska Island. Here's that system, not all that strong there, slowly moving northward there, pushing the moisture, trying to push moisture into the southern panhandle. And then for tonight, that moisture kind of just spreads across the southeast coast as the main low here pulls back to the west. And the main front falling to pieces as well. And then a trough coming westward here, spread some light snow into the Copper River Basin and light precipitation amounts again, Kenai Peninsula, North Gulf Coast, Prince William Sound, and tapering off down toward Kodiak Island, tightening gradient up here over the northern interior as colder air starts to pull down to the south and southwest. So those northeast winds increasing tonight. Not bad in the winds for the Arctic coast, north slope, but areas of light snow continuing. And for the Bering Sea, not much going on out here as well. Remnants of that front and a few showers there. Rain showers for the Pribilofs, maybe some light mixed precipitation right along the southwest coast. Bristol Bay basically dry or will be dry, as well as the northern western Bering Sea. This front out here kind of holding back to the west. See for tomorrow, it's still meandering around there, not really making a big push to the west or any direction otherwise. So that leaves the Bering Sea kind of in a light wind, dry pattern here, maybe some snow showers, colder air starting to come southward here. So Pribilof Islands winds become northerly and temperatures start to fall with that northerly wind. A few showers for the Aleutians, winds may be gusting 30, 35 miles an hour there out of the north. Some isolated showers for the Alaska Peninsula. Isolated snow showers, Togiak Bay into the southwest mountains. Central western part of the state dry, but again, increasing winds here, looking for gusts 45 miles an hour or possibly even higher than that, especially through the passes of the Brooks Range. Lighter winds, but still periods of light snow for the north slope and especially the Arctic coast. Weak trough here bringing some scattered showers up to the North Gulf Coast. Areas of rain or rain and snow mixed here for the Susitna Valley into the Alaska Range and back to the east and northeast there. Next system starting to spread precipitation up toward the Panhandle again, but really not making much northward progress there as a low center comes onto the chart here southwest of the Queen Charlotte's by Saturday afternoon. probably be close enough to nudge some light rain into the southern southeast coast, places like especially Heidelberg, Annette, Metlakatla, and those areas. Dry to the north with possible clearing, especially for Yakutat. Eastern interior not looking bad. This trough starting to edge westward now, and that'll carry the moisture with it, but still look for cloudy skies and some mixed precipitation possibilities for Cook Inlet. Actually rain for Cook Inlet here, and then a mix just as you get to the Alaska Range here, and then anything that gets on the west side of that. Colder temperatures out here coming down on these northerly winds. That would be in the form of snow, but it won't be much at all. Look for some clearing here along the southwest coast into the Bering Sea. Areas of snow down to St. Lawrence Island through the Bering Strait, covering much of the Chukchi Sea, and still along the Arctic coast there. And pretty windy conditions continue up over the central and east side of the state here, with again gusts over 45 miles an hour. A warm front brings a narrow band of light rain in to the central Aleutians as a cold front remains well to the west there, and the low center hanging back to the northwest. So moving on to temperatures. Lows tonight in the 40s for the Aleutians, right around 36 there for the Pribilof Islands. Low below zero in the Alaska Range, the Brooks Range. Alaska Range, definitely warmer, especially south of the mountains here. Lows in the 30s, south central Alaska, and in the mid-30s, lower 40s for the southeast coast. Highs for tomorrow in the 20s for the central interior, so cooling down just 0 to 5 for the Brooks Range. Into the north slope to the Arctic coast, teens and 20s there, and in the 40s for the Kenai Peninsula, upper 40s Kodiak Island, mid-40s Bristol Bay, and well into the 40s to near 50 for the southeast coast, followed by lows, a little colder each morning here coming up, down approaching 10 below zero there for the Brooks Range, and anywhere from 5 to 15 in the central interior, teens all the way out to the Arctic coast now and westward, covering all of the Seward Peninsula, but still upper 20s for St. Lawrence Island, mid-30s for the Pribilofs, and lows still mild for areas south and east of the Alaska Range, with the exception of the Copper River Basin, lows in the lower 20s there. Lows 30s to lower 40s for the southeast coast, and then for the afternoon highs there, not too bad in the 40s to lower 50s for the Panhandle, upper 40s Kodiak Island to about Homer, cooling to around 40 for Anchorage Palmer, and then up in the Susitna Valley there, upper 30s in the northern Susitna Valley, lower 30s in the Copper River Basin. 0 to 5 for the highs for the Brooks Range, teens and 20s for the Arctic coast into the central interior, highs in the 20s, and right around 40 for Bristol Bay.